All right guys, so here you can see I've got my basket done. The shape actually ended up coming out more than I wanted it to. I wanted it to go more straight up and down so that you actually have enough room with the spokes to work with. So when you get to this point, you're gonna have to soak these spokes for at least 20 minutes. The reason that we soak the basket weaving material is because if you have a dry piece like this right here, it actually just snaps when you go to bend it. And if it's wet, it's very pliable, okay? So when you get to this point, you'll have to soak these for 20 minutes. So I actually took this right here and just had it sitting inside this, and that took up my 20 minutes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, and you can really start anywhere, but I kind of like starting here where the basket is behind that spoke, and you're gonna come around it, so around the front, just like that. So around the front, whoops, sorry, you're gonna go around the back to the front, and it's going to kind of stick out. So around the back to the front. So I've got my pieces sticking out like this. Around the back to the front. Around the back, you want to make sure this stays tight. Around the back to the front. So see, I've kind of got these sticking out wonky. Around the back to the front. Around the back to the front, around the back to the front, around the back to the front, around the back to the front. You're probably going to hear me saying this in your dreams tonight. Around the back to the front. And then the last one is going to go around the back of this one, but the only way for it to go through the front is for you to go through that little hole right there. Now, we've got all these things sticking out, right? Kind of looks weird. So now you're going to take these and you're going to poke them into these holes on the next one. So I'm just going to stick that down in there like that. Stick that down in there. Stick that down in there on each one. Whoop. Actually, we probably should take this a step further because it's not wanting to stay when we do that because my spokes were a little short. And stick it down in next to one. Like this, which is really kind of tricky. You'll want to be careful that you don't break. Oh, see, I just broke it right there. Let's see if I've got a little tool that I could stick down in there to help that. Just going to use this needle right here just to kind of spread this apart a little bit so that I could stick that down in there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to use my needle to kind of open that up so that when I go to stick this in, it goes down in nicely. So same thing here. And I think that's what we'll do. We'll just use a needle, kind of spread that apart there. Yeah. So I'm going to kind of spread this apart. Make sure I have plenty of room. Whew, that really does not want to go in there. been so many years since I've done basket weaving, guys. This is kind of like me learning right along with you. So I'm just going to stick this needle in here to spread it apart. There we go. Do the same thing right here. Yep, you definitely need that metal needle. Again, I'm just taking that needle, kind of making room. I'm sorry, the camera keeps shaking. I keep knocking the little stand that it's on with my hand. So you can see I just put that down in there and spread it apart. And then I'm sticking that down in. Sticking my spokes down in. Okay, we are almost there. I just got one more to go. Whew, you can tell where I was not using that needle back here. So you have to be super careful that you are working with nice, wet spokes, otherwise this will end up cracking and breaking. But then that's what the top ends up looking like when you've gotten it all woven correctly. And then there we are on the inside. So when it's all said and done, this is what it looks like. And then as this dries, you can see it'll become that lighter color.